All right. Wednesday's edition of Daily Bread coming at you live right back at that noon time for all you people on the East Coast who are eating your cheesesteaks from seems like Jersey Mike's today. We'll get
Gross.
into that later. We're already off the rails
Nasty. One nasty motherfucker right there.
because the comments from Twitter are already spilling over to the show. But as usual, Wednesday, you see us rocking our kits. So we got the first bread head to head. We got a bet to be dropping a little bit going out there. And no, it won't be a Jersey Mike's cheesesteak. But we got Champions League, college hoops into NBA. As usual, the show is powered and sponsored by the Winding Skies Diamond Club. So make sure to be checking them out. 3 days left with the current sale that they're running. Also, we're live on Daily Bread Media on Twitter. Make sure to give us a follow there if you already aren't, and hit us with the like and retweet button. And on YouTube, we already know you're all subbed because you're in here. You blow up the chat every single day. No other chat on any YouTube or other shows does as good as ours. So we appreciate you guys tapping in with us each and every day and throwing us that like button as well. But Sosa, wild night last night in the NBA. Almost turned off that Sixers game pretty quickly, so I almost didn't watch any NBA.
That shit was fucked up. Last night betting the NBA was like, you know what? We just gonna forget about that. We're gonna throw that right there in the box with Mike Lowry's mom's titties, and we just gonna move forward. You know what I'm saying? We're not even gonna talk about last night. Fuck last night. We're on to tonight. Much more. A large slate. Hopefully a lot of weirdo shit gets out the way. Something that people were talking about in spaces that I really didn't touch on was effort level of players entering the All-Star break. Some of these guys are just,
they're in coast mode.
Yeah, they ready to I want to say go party, but ain't shit to do in Cleveland. Like, trust me, it sucks there. Like, if they wanted, they would fly in on like Sunday morning at 4 a.m. to just get the All-Star game out of the way. They have to spend a whole weekend in Cleveland. Everybody's going to be at LeBron's house. I mean,
you know what the wildest shit is too? Cleveland's casino, Jack's, I believe it's called. You got to pay for drinks.
Oh yeah,
not free when you sit at the table. Wildest thing. I looked like the biggest dickhead the one time I went there, and I ordered a drink, and the woman looked at me. I was like, "The fuck are you look?" I was like, "I gave you a tip." She goes, "No, it wasn't enough." And I was like, "Nah, no one wants to hear about that story." But yeah, make sure that casino you have to pay for it. Don't look like an idiot like me.
Fuck Cleveland. Oh man,
the sign's cool, I guess. You can go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's where all the players will be, right?
The strip club was so bad. They let me and my mans plug in a fucking phone and play the music off an aux cord. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. They really let us play the songs we wanted.
Is that in a lot of places you got to pay for drinks in casinos? That's just not like Philly, Atlantic City, the ones in Jersey.
Certain places, man, like major places. You know what I'm saying? I know, like I'm used to the here's a tip. Thank you for the cocktail.
Yeah,
that's usually the gist.
There needs to be a big sign on that just for me when I come in. All right, let's get to. You always know we got to rant and ramble to start off today's show. I saw our main guy, sports guy, going in there saying, "We're not talking Festival Gate. Get EDM out of here." So we won't talk about the one that everyone wants us to. We'll start with Salzburg, Bayern Munich. I know Sosa is going to be having his eyes all over this one, with Bayern being a minus 260 faves. You got the over-under set at 3.5. Sosa, we both had a hot take yesterday saying City's probably going to smack them and it's going to get ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Once again here, do you think the same thing's going to happen?
Yes.
And the biggest reason why, I mean, Bayern Munich's used to playing Big Brother. It's Fred Salzburg. That's a little brother. They go at the same style they go. They're just going to go 100% the whole time and pressing. And that's why the over 3.5 at minus 125, it's not a bad look. You can maybe try to take the both teams to score to get it there, but it doesn't matter that Bayern's on the road. They're comfortable with this formation and tactics lineup. You saw them drop it against Bochum. So that's where our sports guy is saying to the moon. I mean, you can just take the money line and the over any way you want to go about this one. Can't talk you off it.
Lewandowski, first goal scorer, plus 210.
You bringing that back?
Yeah, I think he's dropping. I think he'll drop a couple in there, bro. I think he'll have multiple goals today.
Yeah, I mean, he got the one against Bochum, but this is just here. It's a smack spot, especially with probably the worst loss by any club so far this season because they're completely looking ahead to this match.
Yeah, I think it's a smoke out today. Bayern for sure handles.
Man, hot takes. We'll see if we go 2-0. Really putting ourselves out there on the line with that one again today.
Right. Let's get it with that. Obviously,
head to head. So what's the bet?
You call it, man. You call it.
Jersey Mike's cheesesteak?
Jersey Mike's? No, fuck. Stop it. Come on, man. Stop it.
I was about to say, I saw someone's comment saying it's easy for you to say because you live in Philly. It's just like, I live in Jersey. I just stopped eating cheesesteaks. So I tried 2 up here. I was just like, nope. Only do it when I go back home. It's not worth it. Just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Easiest way to go about it. But let's just do a lunch bet. It's the easiest way to do it. We'll see how much we can spend at the tab. Doesn't matter where you go. You can go to Capital Grill for all I care. So who's winning this one? We'll let you open it up before I give a hard-hitting analysis.
We're going to win it, obviously. The game's at Anfield. Do I really have to say – oh, no, the game's in Italy, correct, today? We're still going to win it. I'm not worried about y'all. Y'all are a shit organization, bad club. Y'all are I'm just, should have kept Lukaku. I got nothing else to say. We're going to be
agree with that one. I do have a Lukaku kit on as well.
We handle business. We turn it up for these moments. Mane coming off an AFCON championship, extremely excited to get to more trophies. Virgil being back to full strength after missing last season. I just think the team's poised to be for a run here. The Premier League's obviously been tough for us. We got a couple of teams that look really good. Well, Chelsea's kind of faded. They haven't looked as good as of recently, but City's obviously in full control right now of the table. And I think Champions League is our main focus, even though Klopp will say different, like he'll say he wants this, but we know what's really going on. The plan is to try empty the tank for Champions League, and that's that. Go
ahead. Sorry.
For me, I'm going to go with an anytime goal scorer, and I'm going to be kind of square with this one. Salah to score at plus 125, and I also like Mane to score at plus 175. So I think they both get on the board. I think the team comes out and they have a game plan and a strategy that will be good. I also think both teams to score is probably a definite bet. We have not been great against most opposition has been able to get on the board. We've just outscored teams this season. This campaign has not been our best defensive thus far. And part of that's the reintegration of Virgil and him getting back to proper shape, in my opinion. So
yeah, so from this one, you saw in yesterday's match with what Real Madrid did, since you took away the away goals with what that matters whatsoever, you saw them bunker. I don't even think they registered a shot on target, and they had less than 5 total shots the entire game because when the away goals doesn't matter, you take away the motivation for them to go. But both of these defenses have been conceding, so that's kind of where I could see, and Liverpool's not a team that likes to play with possession like that as well. So that's kind of where I could potentially see Liverpool just waiting to counter on Inter twice. And once Inter concedes once, they're going to need to level it back up, even though the away goals don't matter anymore. That's just kind of where we've seen Inter give out the way from Champions League early. But that's when Conte was the manager, and previously when they're trying to take Juventus off the Scudetto. Now that they're in the lead spot there, they might have it, but going to Anfield as the second match, I personally think this ends in a draw. That would be the way I would lean here. That's sitting at plus 260. That's what I got my money on today. I believe this is the first draw I'm ever giving out. From a total perspective, you can convince me, like where Sosa said, where both of these teams defensively have been quite questionable. So that's where it can lead me towards the over. But I also see Liverpool just packing the bus, just hoping for it to be 0-0, even if they're down 1-0 going back to Anfield. You're at home. Just flip the switch there. So that's kind of why I'm leaning the draw. Plus 260, too much to give it to me because I think the Liverpool money line, I don't want to say it's fishy. It's probably going to come through. I'm just hoping the boys get a point and give me some faith going to England.
And like you said, it's much easier to take Liverpool at home because we just don't lose at home with Virgil. It's one of the safest bets. Virgil at Anfield, they don't lose.
Yep, so that's where get out today unscathed, even if it's 0-0. Liverpool ain't gonna give a shit.
I think it's an offensive game. I can't even lie to you. I think it's a much more offensive game than we've gotten, and I think both teams are going to try to score and get out and show something. I honestly do believe that. I think we're on separate thoughts. I mean, both teams to score, but like parking the bus, I think we see Inter try to get after it. Same with Liverpool.
You'll hit us on the counter, which is where we're susceptible at. I just think we might see the Real Madrid. And people were bitching on soccer Twitter yesterday about how Real Madrid was playing because of taking away the away goals. They just completely – we've never seen them play that defensively in Champions League before until yesterday.
Yeah. I mean –
and then Mbappe's greatness, man. That fucking move where he split the defenders to stay on balance, not lose his stride, put it through – Courtois' legs at the end too, just complete. Oh, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right, college hoops time.
I'm glad you mentioned that. They were in the spaces talking about Neymar. Listen, I like Neymar because of Neymar's story, where he comes from. His he's just like a cool dude. But bro, listen, this dude Kylian Mbappe is a different being. He's special.
Mm-hmm.
You can't teach what he does. Everybody wants to always put Neymar in this discussion of best in the world, or even he's not. Kylian Mbappe has already surpassed Neymar, in my opinion, as a world-class player. He's already brought his country a World Cup as a child, and now he's maturing into arguably the best goal scorer in the world. The only person with more
goals. I'm not going to contradict any of that.
Right. The only goal scorer, the only person with more goals since Kylian Mbappe made his debut in the Champions League is Cristiano Ronaldo. That's it. Think about that. The only person who scored more goals since Kylian Mbappe debuted in the Champions League is Cristiano Ronaldo. That's it. It's the only guy.
Probably pass him this year for that too.
And that's what I'm saying. People don't really understand. Like, this kid he's easily the best player on the team outside of obviously Messi being all world, but right now, man, he's really maturing into something that we've never really seen before, and it's amazing. It's really amazing to see. So that's
college hoops talk. So the bet for us is we have to do both legs. So it's whoever advances clearly is the lunch bet. So we have to wait because the second leg's in 2 weeks. So it is what it is there. Yeah, make sure to be tapping and liking the video. College basketball, soccer is not your cup of tea. Now I got hoops talks for the rest. Tap in merchant. I don't know. We don't sell gear.
Yeah, what the fuck?
All right, college hoops plays. The first one we're going to be starting it off with here. We're going to go in the Big East after some gross results last night, like about the 3.5 fucking points of closing line value we got on DePaul that we wiped our ass with. We're taking the Johnnies +8, -110 going into Xavier here. Very difficult travel spot, but Xavier, when they've fallen into the trap of playing against teams with pace, this is where they get susceptible for. Xavier doesn't shoot the three that consistently whatsoever, so that's where you're going to hit the Johnnies. That inside defense is grade A, and Champagne and Posh are back to full strength and healthy, and both will be in the lineup tonight. So that's just where giving me those two guys 8 points is too much, even though Xavier's a tough spot. Champagne looks to be back. We'll rock. Or Posh looks to be back. We'll be rocking with the Johnnies +8.
Of course we are. Of course we are, because that's just what we do.
All right, what you got for play number one?
I'm gonna let you get your second one off, and then I'm gonna make my final.
You're gonna make me go back to back. You're gonna dig more into your play.
Yeah,
not confident.
Yeah. Oh, imagine me lacking confidence. You're a funny guy.
You threw me off that one there. It's hard to argue against George Mason only laying 2 going into St. Joe's tonight. Not a tough one there, but It's gross. We're going to do it. Where does Texas Tech win? They win at home. We're laying the -2 with Baylor coming in. We're not scared about that one. Sosa looks to be a little bit there. Texas Tech can only win at home. Can't get it on the road. Team won't have to hit the threes. That's where you hit Baylor's in the inside. We saw Kansas fucking just run them out of the gym from hitting them in the inside. If they can get any threes to fall through there, it's good. Texas will draw the fouls. Baylor's been playing a little bit undisciplined. I do think this is the time when Baylor can make a run. I just think it's past this game. They might run the rest of the table. I got to take Tech at home with the -2 here, just from the results that they've shown.
Absolutely.
All right. Now you got to do it. You can't let us wait anymore.
Hold on. Let me put my goodness. The only play that I have today for college ball is we're going with Mr. Jelly Fam himself and the crew down at Bama to cover the 5.5 tonight. I believe they come out tonight and they look good. Let me pull up my bet sheet. I don't know about you. I believe in Alabama. The line's up.
In this game here, I just personally lean the under here. I think with what Miss State does, they get you to get Bama outside of that tempo, and I think they'll be able to slow it down enough. And I don't think Miss State's going to be able to score enough for this game to go over unless Bama has one of those unconscious nights from 3, which hasn't happened so far yet this season, really. So that's just where Bama, they should be able to outrun them out of the gym. The defenses are kind of just both as mediocre. So I think Miss State slows it down enough for this to trend under, but I wouldn't be trying to take the 6 here with them or the 5.5 with Miss State. Doesn't seem like a profitable spot to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I don't trust Mississippi State at all. There's nothing about the program that would tell me that they can hang tonight. I really think the line should be higher, but again, I think Alabama covers the 5.5 or the 6 easily. It's my only college basketball play for this evening.
Easily, he said.
Iona handled business yesterday for us too, so just want to make sure that that's stated. You feel me?
Yes, sir. So I only got 2 of those plays since I'm rocking with the one soccer play because we got to get back right on the NBA. Took last night off in the NBA, but I got a spot there. So keep the flow going with 4 plays. Drop any more college hoops plays you want to talk about, like SMU laying 5 is fishy at Temple. We can talk about any game at the end of the show. If you have more questions of the Purdue Northwestern, just drop them in there. We'll get back to it. But so where are we going for the NBA to start?
First play tonight is in the Hawks versus Orlando Magic game. Hawks on a back-to-back. No John Collins. My first play is going to be Wendell Carter to record a double-double at -105. Love the value. Love the spot. The line is 5.5. I'm actually inclined to believe that the Magic will probably cover that tonight. But 5.5 is not a number that I bet. So, first play of the night, Wendell Carter to record a double-double at -105.
We're going back to it. Oh, yep. Boy.
We're back on that. We're back on that train.
Actually, my one lean came from this game because it's the way I've been targeting the Atlanta team. Do we go Cole Anthony over 17.5 points, or do we go Jalen Suggs over 14.5 points? Both of them are sitting at like -105. I've just been targeting whoever's the guards against Atlanta right now. They've been just dropping 20 in their sleep.
I personally like Cole. If I had to pick one or the other, I like Cole to go at Trey or whomever is on the other side. I think they both have a very good chance of hitting the number, especially given that Atlanta had to play last night. Just throwing that out there.
Sorry, so we'll see if Cole's the official play because the other one I have is on a money line. So what's your next play that we got?
Next play that I have is in the Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks matchup. Brooklyn getting 4.5 in the Garden. I like the over 217. That's my official play in the game. Brooklyn Nets versus New York Knicks over 217. I don't think we're going to see a ton of defense, and I think that that I think that both teams get after it. We see a bunch of threes put up. Wouldn't be surprised if Seth Curry has another good game. Patty Mills has another good game. I just like that. I like the matchup, and I like both teams to go off offensively to some extent.
In the past 4 times these two have matched up, they've each broken 110 themselves in it. So the over is set high. I mean, it's the lowest total that they've had set against each other in a while is 217. So that's where both teams, if you go back and just look at the 4 matchups, broken it.
Yes, sir. I also have 2 more plays for the people today. The next one comes in the Toronto Raptors versus Minnesota Timberwolves game. Good chance Anthony Edwards does not play tonight. We saw him leave the game early last night with an ankle. It looks like he's going to miss a bit of time. I'm very sick about that. He's my favorite young player in all of the NBA. Sorry, bro. It's fade cage season. If you're betting him, best of luck. Motherfucker done cost me some money the last couple times I bet him. Lucky you got my vote for rookie of the year at the beginning of the season. I'm ready to give that shit to Evan Mobley right now. Sorry, bro. But in the Toronto Raptors Minnesota Timberwolves game, I got D'Angelo Russell over 6.5 assists. No Anthony Edwards. The entire offense will run through him. Give me D'Angelo Russell over 6.5 at -112, and give me D'Angelo Russell at 8+ at +160. I think it's a D'Angelo Russell night. I think he's a good candidate to have a double-double. To be totally honest, at the point guard spot, and Edwards being gone, he's going to be their number one facilitator, no question. It's going to be a lot of pick and roll with Karl Anthony Towns, and you already know that they shoot more threes than any team in the NBA.
Yep.
So he's looking to either shoot the three or kick it, and he plays pick and pop with Karl. And just about everybody that comes in the game for them shoots threes. I had no idea Naz Reid was getting off shooting threes. I mean, they literally have every player on the team can shoot a three. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt, he shoots 40% from the free throw line. He shoots as good from 3. McDaniels has come out of nowhere. And another good thing about Minnesota is they don't care who shoots it. Like they just continue. They get up and down the court. And they just let it fly. So that's also very important with what we see with Minnesota, especially if Ant's going to miss some time. And my final play for tonight is I can't even find it because we don't know if he's going to play. In the event that Ja doesn't play, I do love Jaren Jackson over 1.5 3-pointers. He's attempted 7+ in 6 of 8 games. To get his number over 1.5 makes, and the volume that he puts them up at, especially if Ja Morant doesn't play, I think you could play him up to 3 threes just as long as Ja's not playing. Even if he's not playing, I take the 1.5. The 1.5 at -128 is still valuable. I mean, he hit 3 last night and shot 9 of them or 10 of them with no Ja Morant. Whether Ja plays or not, I think that he's a unicorn skill set type of guy. He shoots the 3, can put it on the floor, plays great defense. He's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year this season, and I don't think really people have really noticed. But Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive efficiency this season has been out of this world. He's been a great defensive player for the Memphis Grizzlies all year long. So yeah, that would be my final play is Jaren Jackson over 1.5 3-pointer made at -128 and play him up to 3 3-pointers made at +260. Other little just two leans. One, Anthony Simons points. I mean, just based on opportunity and availability, he's their number one ball handler. His points and assists are always a good number at this point. 5.5. He's hit the number last 7 of 8. He's just he's the point guard for the Portland Trailblazers. Also, the Portland Trailblazers are currently 10th in the West. They're in a play-in spot. No one seems to even realize that. So they're actually in a situation where if Dame does decide to come back, which he probably won't, they still have a chance to make the play-in. This is a team who sold off their assets and as a first-year head coach. Like, I don't know how much credit you want to give them for being in the 10th spot, but for them to be there at this particular juncture of the season is a fucking miracle.
Those are your leans?
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. So are we going to go with the Cole Anthony over 17 or a half? Or am I calling my shot and the Pacers get off the losing skid today?
Oh, no, you're on your own betting the Pacers, bro.
All right, then it's Cole Anthony
They're
over
playing
17.
Washington. They're playing Washington?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, it's that. You can go with either one here. I like both. I like both. Actually, it's not bad.
That's because Washington on the road 8 and 16 to the number ATS, especially in totals where it's higher, so you get it over 220. They're 3-8 to that ATS spot, and Pacers in their home games with a high total, it just goes over. It's 8-4 so far. We got the Wizards leaving a 3-game home skid, where after they've had 3 consecutive road games this season, that's happened 10 times. That first one on the road, 2-8. I'll go with Cole Anthony over 17.5 at -105 instead of the Pacers. So the Pacers are the lean. So make sure you lock in that one because the leans are always undefeated. Question from Chad.
Never lost a lean in my life.
Toronto cover the 1.5 today. So essentially, do they win?
After getting thoroughly embarrassed by New Orleans, I would love to believe so.
Especially no Ann Edwards. Seems a little too good to be true when getting them at a pick 'em.
Yeah, no Edwards, but the game is at Minnesota. I think Toronto will win the game. I just again we've seen this Minnesota team fight, and one thing about Karl Anthony Towns is he's going to come out and play. He can be a bitch at times. No Ant Edwards is huge. I think Toronto will probably win the game, but that's just my bias thinking that Ant Edwards holds that much value for Minnesota. He's their best player, in my opinion. See, that's the rule. If you say in your opinion, you can't argue with somebody. That's international.
That's very true. That's very, very true. For everyone who's tapping in with us right now, from the college hoops perspective, I'm backing the Johnnies +8, laying the 2 points with Texas Tech as well. And then on soccer, I'm betting the Inter-Liverpool draw. I don't think we got any more questions in the chat from today.
Mo Salah first goal scorer. The value is too amazing. It's at plus 250, plus 220. Hold on, look at the number. I had the shit up on my computer and I took it down. First goal scorer, Mo Salah is plus 390. Anytime goal scorer, he's at plus 125. We went with both. And I like Mane if I'm going to take a chance on another player for a goal scorer, plus 175. Are we betting with Purdue? If Purdue is favored by more than 10, then yes. But if they're not, no, because they cover the big spreads, but the little ones they don't.
Yeah, no, this is like you saw Penn State took down Sparty last night.
We saw that coming. That's
why when people are asking for that Michigan State spot, this is where Purdue, they're laying 6 going into Northwestern. It's just
they should beat the shit out of Northwestern. But Michigan State should have beat the shit out of Penn State last night, and that did not happen. It's something janky. If I had to lean, though, I would lean for Purdue to cover the 6 against Northwestern because I just don't think Northwestern is that good.
My numbers have it at 7.7. They should be that much of a spread, but it's really 1.7 point of edge on the current number. You're letting it grow 6 on the road. That really doesn't matter. So that's just kind of where if you want to go for it, go for it. Another one we got from Jer was the Fresno under. Man, I like that as well, but I haven't thought about breaking my phone in a long time. But the Utah State, San Diego State last night. So you know how Toshiwe didn't do the dunk to make it? The guy last night made sure to get the dunk after they scored 7 points in the last 30 seconds in a 20-point game to make it go over. So that's kind of just where it just went right to bed. Didn't need to do anything about it because it was the 11 o'clock start. So that's where
that's why you didn't respond when I asked you those important questions. You were just
Spurs. Any thoughts on the Spurs tonight?
Any thoughts on the Spurs? Yeah, just take DeJounte Murray's props and set it and forget it. Tom Izzo just could. Shut up, D-Rock. You're a fucking Michigan fan. I don't expect any positivity from you about Michigan State. You don't like them. Who would you rather have as your coach, Juwan Howard or Tom Izzo?
And the hard-hitting questions. Going back to the Spurs, I don't know, man. The Thunder aren't getting that key 12.5 to 16.5 number that they love to get. That's kind of just where that's when you slam Oklahoma City, but they're 37-19 so far in the season. I mean, if you look at any sort of trends-wise, they don't matter if they're playing consecutive road games. They're 5-1 after playing 3 straight on the road.
DeJounte Murray triple-double. I mean, it's like worth a bet every night, right? The dude's a fucking machine. It's at plus 210, which is crazy for a fucking triple-double. Like
Evan Johnson would rather have Keith Dambrot as the coach. Do you know who that is? Let's see your knowledge on that one, Sosa.
Keith Dambrot.
Come on.
I'm drawing a blank.
That's surprising.
I mean,
one very famous NBA player and now has a college coaching job because of it. Don't Google. I see what you're doing.
I don't know who that Keith.
He's the Duquesne coach. He coached LeBron.
I don't give a fuck about that guy. That's why I don't know. You know, I don't even fuck with LeBron.
Evan Johnson in the chat. I think that's the Princess Evan, our man from Philly.
Hold on. I thought LeBron's high school coach was Drew's dad, the kid Drew that was on his team. Wasn't that LeBron's high school coach?
Dambrot was as well.
Oh, well,
yeah. That's where he got he's the coach at Duquesne now. He went to Duquesne. That's the only reason he said
but
that.
The other coach, his other coach, I think got the job at like Akron or one of his I can't remember the guy's name.
No, Dambrot built Akron.
It was who's the guy I'm not remembering? There's another coach that they had whose son was on the team with LeBron in high school. Was it Drew Joyce? Was the coach's son? I can't remember.
Great content.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fuck Keith Dambrot. No,
yeah, he went right to Akron after LeBron.
John Beeline. Good Lord. Should have never left Michigan. You talk about a dickhead. Yeah, I mean, he made a bunch of money to not do anything, so good for him. I mean, if you can cash out 25 M's without having to do anything because you suck at your job.
So we had Kristen Bell talk on Monday. We had fucking Jersey Mike cheesesteaks and Keith Dambrot was yesterday. What we get off the rails with yesterday?
Right, Drew Joyce was his LeBron's last year at St. Vincent St. Mary's. Drew Joyce's father was the head coach at St. Vincent St. Mary's.
Yeah, I guess because Dambrot went to Akron in 04-05.
Oh.
That's where I'm just saying I know he was on the staff or whatever. He left for Akron after his sophomore year. Thank you, Roddy. We don't have the hard-hitting facts right off the top of our head. So we're both right. Or, I don't know. We'll check the facts later. Give us a like. We're out.